Yo, what's up? This is MK Fresh. It's time I push on my taxi. I'm push on my taxi. All ladies say scared. I'm say strategy. Second season, hunting for kicks. I'm chilling out here in J-Sac, Braamfontein Station, next to my main man, my big homie.
Amen.
Martin. I'm gonna let him introduce himself. He did a lot in the sneaker game. If you guys don't know, if you're looking at me and Smee, this guy did a lot. I tell you that much. What up, family?
What's good, my brother?
I'm chilling, fam. What's up?
Just by way of introduction, Martin Lumumba Mandela Mazala.
Word.
Nozizwe's son, Ben's son.
Word.
That's what it is. Everything else is details.
Dope. Family, tell me a little bit about, like, you know, because I know you used to rap from back in the days, the League Cup days. Just take the people back.
Okay, I guess the beginning and the end of the hip-hop statement is Shaheen.
Word.
Of POC.
Word.
My single favorite SA rapper.
Dope.
You know what I mean? Like, so he and the whole Cape Town movement, I guess, breathed life into the whole thing. Rasa van der Kaap, all of those old heads who created a platform. I guess coming into myself, moved to Cape Town from Durban.
Dope.
1994. Both parents are politicians. The first Democratic Parliament was happening at the time.
Dope.
So my mom was elected as an MP. So we moved to Cape Town on those grounds.
Dope.
Yes.
And then were you studying when you down there?
Yeah, I started high school there. That kind of was like where dressing was a competitive sport, just because we didn't have school uniform.
Dope.
You know what I mean? So like all of the Guguletu fly dudes were out there at school with the double moisturized, Yves Saint Laurent t-shirts, Kurt Geiger on the jeans, like. So there was that set. That I kind of dabbled in a little bit, but more than that, for me, it was already hip-hop at the time, so academics, tracksuits, those NBA, you know what I mean, fitted both sides, Malcolm X t-shirts with the cross colors, Martin Luther King speeches on the back.
And you used to hurt though, because I mean, when I talk with a lot of OGs, how you used to bring like Precious Goods and SA locally. Tell me a bit about that story, because you're quite famous for that.
I guess I got it from my mama. So like, I mean, middle of apartheid, I was like a 5-year-old, you know what I mean, dressed in Pierre Cardin. It was just natural for me, so it was all about hard to find exclusives. I was one of those kids who liked to be in the spot, like with the one-of-ones. Yeah. You know what I mean? So the harder it was to find, the more I was into it on the clothes side.
As well as you get older, you started traveling to get your own goodies. Tell me about that journey a little bit.
I mean, real fortunate in the sense that one got to see the world quite early. I mean, my mom traveled quite a bit. 1 or 2 times I was allowed to go with her. Yeah. You know, south of France as a 11-year-old. You know what I mean? Pulled out the first MX-90s in 1990. You know,
so don't play with us,
we all do what we do for a living, and then we decide how to spend the earnings. And for me, making the world as small as possible is kind of part of the program.
And tell me, because I know you're nice on the mic, tell me about when you started rapping, and tell me about the affiliation with the crew that you were rolling with at that time.
I guess early 90s, mid-90s in Cape Town was really, there was a venue called Angels, which was like a matinee club. Like the wild thing about it is that like this is where pretty much all the best rappers from the whole of the Cape used to come and perform. You know what I mean? Because it was a youth-driven movement. We couldn't get into nightclubs because we were too young. You know what I mean? So that's where cats used to get it in. The real wild part about that was that at night, the spot was a gay club.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So like you'd have this rap, misogynistic stuff during the day, and then at night you had like, you know, Cape Town culture in full effect. So it was Cape Town's version of Lee Club, you know, Le Club, depending on who you're asking. I was fortunate because my grandmother's from Alexandra, 2nd Avenue, so I'd spend holidays between the two.
Back and forth,
so I got to see the culture in Lee Club, and that was the J-Sec sort of culture. Came up with Doomy. Me and him did our thing for a while, early motif. Cape Town, I was with the crew called Soma, Sons of Ma. Africa, and then later on Groundworks.
Groundworks,
yeah, that was like the all-star SA crew.
Obviously, it's hunting for kicks. You got a little bit of history. Tell me about the shoe love, where the soul comes from. How did you fall in love with that?
I guess I mean, I played basketball. High school scholarship, Detroit.
Nice.
Roper School for the Gifted. Played out there. You know, varsity.
Nice.
Did that thing. So sneakers were always like both functional and then just for aesthetics.
But let's see what's in the bag, the duffel bag, you feel me?
All right, well, it was like Michael Jordan's first attempt at like dress shoes. It was like the sneakers came out for like a movie, so it was really about popular culture more than just the sport. For me, after this, everything was different because like it couldn't just be, I mean, I had sneakers to play in, like to this day, I still play in 5s. I was in the Wolf Grays, Zoo Lake, shout out to the Zoo Lake ball players. For me, it was the transition, I guess also coming of age, was that like, you know, it wasn't just, I mean, people were having their first jobs, you were working, you know, so I was more into like hard bottom shoes, you know what I mean? So I was in the Louis store, trying to get into that, trying to, because like whatever division you're in, I'm always trying to shine there, you know what I mean? So like, you know, I really got into tailored suits, got into tailored clothing, you know what I mean? Heavy on the Esquire, the GQ sort of mags, trying to learn about that side of fashion too.
No doubt.
And then an amazing thing happened right in time for me was that the high-end designers were going to streetwear. So like all of the best were out there trying to get into like urban culture. So like Tom Ford was at Gucci at the time. So like they were out like coming out with like really their interpretation of streetwear. So you know what I mean? So you get like Gucci's that still come. So that's like early 2000s sort of pair. The thing that I'm really into now is kind of, I think Yves Saint kind of did the best like transition between like formal wear and streetwear while keeping their motif, their principles as designers, you know. So like I'm really heavy into those. So they got like a military sort of aesthetic to it, real low on the branding, real quiet. You know what I mean? The only real branding is on the tongue. Clean design, high-end Napa soft leather.
And the leather, kids.
You know, this is Martin 2005. This is kind of more Martin 2014. So
this is ill, man.
It's all about transition. Man.
This is so dope. Like, I mean, you took me through a journey where I never thought like these things mean a lot like that. I really appreciate you, family, for sharing your knowledge. I'm inspired, man. How much will that set me off? You gotta work hard, basically. That's what you're trying to say.
You gotta work hard, B.
It's my card deposit and shit. But it's all good. All right, Money, thanks a lot for coming through.
I appreciate
it. For Kicks.
I appreciate you continuing the culture.
Second season, MK Fresh. You tell me push on my takes. You mean I'm push on my take. Y'all chair with the big homie. You learned a lot today, I know. One love.